What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another installment of Ink and Insights. Apologies for missing you last week. Me and E were both down bad with the sickness, as it were, and been dealing with all sorts of crazy weather and shit over here. So, life's been nuts recently. But I hope you guys caught us yesterday, or last night rather, on E's channel 9-panel grid for the Inkies celebrating the best of 2025. We had a great show celebrating all things that were comic books, man. Creators, our favorite moments, our favorite issues, our favorite colorists, our favorite pixel inkers, writers, artists. It was a smorgasbord of all things great from 2025, man. Had a great time with you and Nick, bro. How you doing today, man? Good to see you again. We're back again.
Back again strong, man.
I know you're sick of me, but
nah. We could have just kept the show going, man. We could have just done 24-hour stream, man, rocking and rolling. But yeah, I'm excited, man. We had a great couple weeks of comics at this point. Yeah, we talked about it. Like, it was really the playoff. It was the depression that got us. We were sick, sure, but we could have powered through. But God, man, that loss hurt. That loss really kind of hurt. And I think that's maybe what put us down just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, man. It feels empty. Feels empty without your team in the playoffs. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I know. But hey, it's new comic book day, right? There's no reason to look back. We always look forward, right? So we got great comics to talk about, great comics that we've procured, and I'm excited.
Yeah, all sorts of bangers, man.
Hell yeah,
dropping today. Oh yeah. Well, we got kind of like an amalgamation of like the past 2 weeks of comics before we get into our 3 spotlighted issues, which are really dope, and I can't wait to get into. But yeah, man, I'll let you kick it off. What do you want to talk about first from this from these 6?
From the selection that we got here, I read 99% of them. There's one that I skimmed through, didn't read it, but I would kick off things with Redcoat because, gosh darn it, I've talked a lot about the Ghost Machine universe, and I feel like they've been doing really, really fun things, and Redcoat's been my favorite book of the bunch since the jump. And yeah, it's been a really good time, man. Like we get Albert Einstein back into the fold, which I didn't anticipate. Yeah, considering what had happened in previous issues. We saw the end game, right? But now we get to jump. It's cool. We get to jump through time so much that you don't know what to anticipate and what we're going to experience. And these last couple issues have been real like proof of that because yeah, things are getting wild and crazy in a very immortal way, man. Did you read this one?
I haven't caught up on the most recent one yet. It's good to hear old Al's back though.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I haven't caught up on this one. This one and Cap, like both of these Cap books I haven't caught up on recently. I know you like you like what you read from Chip's Cap. That one, they're still in Latveria?
Dude, well, they're maybe possibly going back. So what's happening? Okay. So everything is really the aftermath of One World Under Doom. Thank God, because that event was garbage. Sorry, it was though. It just really was. But everything is. We're talking about the aftermath of that, and Steve is kind of stuck in this in between place. And we've seen this before, right? Does he choose government or does he choose his morals, right? But there's another layer upon that is that S.H.I.E.L.D. is reforming now, and they're kind of like lean and mean, and they're just kind of like they have a core group of people that can be quote unquote trusted right now. And then you got the U.S. government kind of headed up by Thunderbolt Ross, who's going to go in there hot and heavy and try to basically, procure that land and take it for America. So, yeah, it was a fun issue. I like it. I trust Chip more than I don't trust him. That's kind of a backhanded statement too. Like I just trust Chip. Like he does even the work that doesn't like really resonate in a profound way. It's still pretty darn good. So yeah, I trust Chip, and I think that he's doing some pretty good stuff. If he's the one that's orchestrating the Marvel universe, I would argue I'm a little bit more excited about that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm excited, I guess, to have him like over other people. But I don't know if he's. I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with it all. With the Marvel stuff, I just kind of wish he would leave that alone and do like the more indie, more like what's it called, public domain and things of that nature. I don't,
got to pay the bills though too, man. Got to pay the bills. Like Stillwater, I was listening to an off-panel interview. I'm sure you've listened to it as well, but he was talking about how even Stillwater was an indie book, and technically he created it, but he doesn't own the rights to it because that was a Skybound joint. So even when he's got indie stuff, you got to put food on the table, and I think that's what he's doing. So
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Can't hate him.
What'd you think? Yeah, DCKO was pretty solid. What do you think about this? Right? I think he deserves all the flowers.
Your mic cut out. Who deserves the flowers? I missed that.
Sorry, Javi Fernandez.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The artwork looks really good in it. I would say that's the thing that's kind of keeping me rocking and rolling with it. If I'm being honest, the event is kind of waning on me just a little bit. I'm still having fun with it, right? Because that's, it's definitely not designed to be this big, weighty, heavy event. It's supposed to be fun, and that's what it's delivering. But it's that fun is a little bit formulaic at this point. It's like round 1, round 2, round 3, rinse and repeat. But it's fun. In fact, I read Superman Proper this morning that just dropped today, and that one I thought was a really great tie-in to the event as a whole, and I thought it really did things that I really wanted to come directly from the event itself. But maybe that's just a credit to the writing prowess of Joshua Williamson too, because he's doing a hell of a job. He's been doing a hell of a job over on Superman Proper. So I think that's kind of where it's kind of weird. Like, I'm having more fun with tie-ins than I am with the event proper.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I gotta read it. Yeah, I agree with you about Williamson, man. I think since he's stepped back and not been the main guy who was shouldering everything, and Snyder's come in and he's kind of found his groove, because I know he's getting burnt out there for a minute. So it's kind of good to see him pick and choose what he wants to do and find his lane. I feel like he's on real solid ground now as a storyteller. So,
well, and it's still crazy to think it's like he was getting burnt out, so he had to dial back. And what dialing back looks like is still writing Superman, now writing Iron Man, still writing G.I. Joe, and still being at least half of part of the architects of the DC universe right now. That's scaling back for Josh, which is what? No, there's some people that are I'm on one book all year. That's all I'm gonna do. Get out of my face. And dude is
he seems, super approachable and easy to talk to, and I think that's a huge benefit for him. You know what I mean? I feel like he's a good guy to run story ideas through, and it seems like Snyder feels the same way. So I know those guys talk all the time. So yeah.
I think DC's in good hands if Joshua Williamson is still kind of running the ship on the DC proper side of things, where Scott has absolute.
Yeah. I like that. Dude, Ultimates is my favorite book up here, though. Fucking awesome issue. Jesus. The return. I've been a stand for that version of Jim Hammond and Human Torch ever since we got his introduction, talking about, watching Hitler burn. I had to delete my hard drive over and over again, but I kept that memory. It kept me warm. I wanted to remember.
Lighten the fire of a revolution.
Yes, dude. Such great writing. And then, just like Camp's writing again here, tell them I went to start the fire and all that shit. And just his evolution into this modern day version of Vision, I thought was brilliant, man. It was I've said it before. I just love how revolutionary and very of the moment that this book has been in a really dope and unique way. I think it's awesome the way that Camp finds a way to address what's going on through a superhero comic. I think that's a thing a lot of people struggle with these days. So I appreciate it. I'm here for it. And I thought the characterization here with Jim was just some top level stuff, dude.
And okay, so answer me honestly, did you see that coming? Because I didn't.
So no, I remember it's very I remember being tuned into that moment when he disappeared and he had that conversation with Iron Lad. I knew he was going back in the past to do something, but no, I can't say, especially even when that Vision showed up at the end of last issue, taking the heart out of dude. I was just okay. We're getting another new character introduction, which is one thing the series has done really well. Great character after great character, or great reinvention after great reinvention. So I thought that was something in that vein. But no, I didn't expect it to be the evolution like the modern day version of Jim. That was super, super sick. And to
Yeah.
like go back and see all those versions of him planting the seeds, you know, all the little things he did. It was incredible.
All the hush money he's paying out to companies, being like, let's keep this off the books.
Absolutely. It was brilliant. So again, man, like, you know, him and Phil Noto on this one. So shout out Phil, doing a great job, I think, of you know, reconstructing that Frigeri aesthetic and keeping it moving. But that one was was one of my favorite issues. Almost one of the 3 spotlighted tonight. Yeah, talk to me about FF, bro. Read FF. I finally caught up on my series. I was like, you were looking for extra book to read. I said, check it out. And you were a little trepidatious, but what'd you think?
It was good. It was good. Like, okay, and I'm glad.
What do you think about Ramos' artwork?
It's a step up, like, for sure. And I think I had mentioned this before too. Like, my biggest pet peeve with the previous run was that, like, I liked the stories, but the art was really taking me out of it. There was something that just felt very jarring with me. It wasn't bad by any means. I'm not saying that, but it just didn't vibe with me, you know, the way that some other artists do. So now that they got Humberto Ramos, okay, here's the bad thing. It's making me reconceptualize maybe giving the previous arts a run for its money, because I read this one and I was like, it was good, but I think I'm just spoiled. We've had so many great Fantastic Four runs. It's a little bit like Daredevil, and you know, everyone knows that I'm a Daredevil fan. Yeah. When you get a run-of-the-mill run from a writer artist, it feels worse than it probably truly is, you know, because I look back in my memories, right, and I think about the John Byrne run, and I think about the Jonathan Hickman run, and I think about the Walt Simonson run, and I think about, you know, the Mark Waid run when he was doing work with Mike Waringo, and it's like
Claremont.
Maybe not so much. But you know, it just, does it hold a candle to those? No, it can't, and it's hard. And you know, maybe it's not fair to hold it against such titans of, you know, comic book runs as such, but I've become accustomed. Like, I was never a Fantastic Four fan, so like my lineage, my reading really came by way of me jumping back into comics in the, you know, early 2000s, maybe, you know, 2019, something like that. So like, I just read all of the best Fantastic Four stuff, like, all together, basically. It's like, you know, I cut out all the freaking fat and just got right down to the nitty gritty stuff. So then when I get to this, I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It's good. How did you feel about it, though? Because you recommended it. So why was
I liked it. It was fun. I think his writing of the team is really sound, man. And it's like, there's been so many single issue experiences I've had with it that I've really enjoyed. So I agree with you. It's not like the interconnected, you know, Seeds of Secret Wars that like Hickman's run was, or anything like that. It's not gonna. It's not. But I think at the same time, it's a super enjoyable run so far for me. I do think he's had the misfortune of not having like the best. It's great. It's good that he's hooked up with Humberto now. But like, you know, initially, you know, with Coelho or whoever it was, it just wasn't. And I don't like some of the character designs on this. I don't like necessarily the aesthetic they chose to you know, for this version of the team. But that's, you know, that's just my personal taste. I still think it's been solid, and it's gonna, you know, I think time will tell where its place in the canon is. I don't think it's gonna be, you know, down there at the bottom, though. I think it'll be in the middle of the pack.
Well, tell me this, because this is something that's really it's piqued my interest, because I feel like it's really like hit the zeitgeist of the comic book collecting and comic book reading community, and I don't quite understand it. Why is everyone under the sun trying to get Johnny Storm a freaking sponsorship with Manscaped? Why do they hate the mustache so much? What's the big deal?
I don't know. It just doesn't look good, man. It's just weird. It feels like, wait, first of all, it doesn't feel like something any man these days would be rocking. You know what I mean? It's like a 70s Fu Manchu style deal. Have you seen it?
I read the issue. Yeah.
Oh yeah. My bad. So you've seen it in all its glory. Yeah, but it was really pronounced like when it first came onto the scene. You know what I mean? Like it was aggressive, and I don't know. Does it feel right for the character to you?
Yeah, it does. In fact, I think Reed should grow a mustache. I think Ben should grow a mustache.
I could see Reed rocking it before Johnny.
I think Sue should wear a fake mustache. I mean, that's how strong I feel about this.
You're just being disrespectful now.
I think when Lockjaw shows up, when they cross over with the Inhumans, he should have a mustache. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'll make bold stances here on Ink and Insights.
This isn't personal, right? This isn't because you have facial hair or anything? Are we? No. Stop. I don't know, man. It just seems a little cheesy and machismo at this point. It's just like, all right. Well, it's always felt that way, honestly. But
I mean, I'm really secretly just bringing it up to see if Manscaped is listening so that they can hook us up with sponsorships. So
I'm not talking about shaving your balls for 3 minutes every show, bro. We gotta.
Oh, you were talking about the mustache up here. Gotcha. I'm sorry. My mistake. That was on me.
All right. Rooster in the house. Let's get to the chat real quick. What up, brother?
What up, Rooster?
Omega in the building. Nick's not on tonight to tell us how torn he is about Eliza and what they did to her face.
Oh, man.
I just reread 15 again. Power Fantasy so damn good. Gillen's essay say we'll get story beyond 16, but who knows when. Amen, bro. Amen to everything you said there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's not mourn Eliza. Let's think about the true victim in the situation. Heavy, man. It's team heavy all day over here. So
yeah,
that's who we're pouring a shout out for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the building. He's watching either tonight or on the rerun. He knows we're going to talk about his girl.
Of course. Yeah.
What is up to everybody? Hope everybody's doing well on this new comic book day. If you guys came through last night, we appreciate you. If not, go check out the show on East Channel at the Yankees. It was a great time, man. Great award show.
Heck yeah.
All right, bro. Let's get into it. Let's start off with a 2-week-old book.
The
penultimate issue. Fucking
good Lord. Okay, go ahead. You go ahead and start off. Like, oh my God, this issue.
I don't even know how to sum it up. Where to start, right? How did you feel about the progression of events? Did you, first of all, did you enjoy it?
Yes. Oh my God, yes, big time.
Because some people, it seems like out there didn't like the end at the shop, but we'll get there.
Get out of here. Well, okay, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, this was an issue all about escalation, and
fuck yeah,
we knew. Okay, so the biggest things that we said, like, both you and I, but like I feel like a lot of the people when they heard that Beneath the Trees is coming back with a sequel series is this a smart decision? And does Patrick Horvath have a new interesting story to tell that makes it worthwhile, or is this a money grab? Very clearly not a money grab, right? He had a story to tell. This
boy came to play.
Dude, this is proof positive that he had a story to tell, because not only you can't play the same notes. This is not a cover song. And this issue tells you that. I mean, it doesn't even tell. It takes you by the ear and like screams it into your freaking ear canal, bursts your eardrum, because it is so bold in the way that it says, no, we're changing the game in this series now. Crazy stuff.
For sure. So the beginning, it's ready, set, go from the jump, right? Sam has essentially, given Monica this trail of breadcrumbs that she's followed out to the woods to find her brother. Dude, and it was just super harrowing right here from the start. Finding her brother in the paint can. There you are, or something with.
Yeah.
Woo.
Like, oh no, what could we have found? Paint cans. The perfect.
There you are. What are you doing out here? She finally finds her brother. It's incredible moment. And then just like Sam right there behind her, you're wondering what the fuck is going to happen. How's it all going to go down? They start pulling all the other cans out of the ground. She goes to fucking back to the car, finds the map, and discovers what Sam had crossed out on it, right? That it's her. What did old boy Simon call it? Like her treasure trove or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, what did you think about this? And then like the turn of events with like her stealing the truck ended up fucking, between her and Sam murdering the dude who it belonged to on the way out. But she's got her truth, and she's gone, right? She's got the upper hand on Sam for the first, and it's it feels so appropriate for the character, right? Because Monica was no slouch, and you knew she was always on her toes, and obviously that paid off here in the crucial moment. What did you think about the sequence, though?
Dude, it was wild because it makes it. I'm still thinking about it because all throughout both series so far, it's really been a game of Samantha is the puppeteer. She's orchestrating all these events to happen, and they play out just the way that she wants them to. And I can't quite tell if this is the way that she wanted these events to play out.
Right?
It doesn't seem like it, but she
no, not here. It doesn't. But by the end of the issue, you're like, man, did she just like embrace the chaos like that? Like, I don't.
Yeah, because she's very clearly, at least in my mind, been kind of leading Monica down this path where she was going to maybe be. It felt like she was trying to make her a protege a little bit. But so was this part of it? And if so, how could she have just like timed up old safety vest here to get bamboozled by a moving vehicle here and in just the way that it worked out? It just, I mean, because that was truly the first murderous act that she took. Everything, well, I guess not because of the stairs in the previous issue as well. But that seemed way more accidental, where this seemed like still accidental, but way more purposeful. Like she
like you got to eliminate witness.
Yeah, she hit the gas pedal on this one, as opposed to just like, oops, I got to keep going. I don't know. Yeah, so it's just crazy. I don't know what Sam's final plan is, but that's what makes it really, really fun because it keeps me on my toes. I'm still guessing. I have no idea where we're going from here after we talk about the end of the issue.
Oh yeah, but I love how Horvath paced this too, like between the car chase and then like even earlier on in the issue, showing us old boy's mom, right, who's like still recovering from the murder. Her husband is all like drugged out and driving all over the fucking place and slept in. You know what I mean? I love how we get those pages, and we get the pages with the son, here and there too. Like he's so effective just in a page or two with what he needs to do or convey with these characters, man. It's so impressive. So yeah, and I love how that's interspersed between like now the fucking full on like car chase that we're getting between Sam and Monica here.
Which and kudos to Patrick as well for this, because like comics, it's deceptively difficult to draw an effective car chase. Like in like TV shows and movies, like it's just so easy, right? Because you just clip shot after shot of like these cars doing interesting things, but these are like static images that just like kind of are supposed to evoke the idea of motion. So I mean, this was really effective, man. The tension,
he did a great job.
Yeah, he did a really good job. The tension is at an all-time high throughout the car chase portion of this comic.
Oh yeah, and then eventually Sam ends up running into old girl, and you think that's the end for her, right? But nah, she fucking goes home that night, and I love to see. This was so great. Seeing her dead parents at the table, like just making herself dinner, having a regular night, going to bed. But when she goes down to the store in the morning, Monica and the police are there for her, and this is where shit gets crazy, bro. I know you didn't see this coming. I know nobody did.
Nobody. Yeah,
maybe like her shooting the initial sheriff, maybe that, but like nothing after that.
No, she's still calm, cool, and collected, even in the most harrowing of like situations, which is that, I mean, she's got everyone coming down at her from all angles. She just happens to, also have things aimed at all angles here, where she's right dead center in the safe zone. So bonkers, absolutely bonkers, dude. I felt so bad for the sheriff, dude, though, man. Old droopy dog guy.
Yeah, he was like fucking always giving her the benefit of the doubt and shit. Even here, he was telling the other guy to calm down when he was like, he's like, let me see your hands. Man, and then they all end up paying the price for it, dude. Just get eviscerated by some fucking shotguns dropping out the ceiling. It was so sick.
Yeah.
Oh shit! And then she knocks Monica's head against the wall, throws her over her fucking shoulder, and we're out. We're on to the final issue. And poor boy, like his friend that he's walking out with, out front gets a fucking pellet through the neck, man. Like, poor dude can't fucking catch a break, man.
The
kid.
newspaper dude, right?
Yeah, that poor kid is gonna have he's gonna have a significant part to play in the future. Like all the trauma that's happened because of Sam to that poor little boy. So
yeah, if they have future stories to tell, and we don't know how it's gonna end, right? But if they have future stories to tell, I could see them following him in a multitude of capacities. Either he takes on the mantle and starts doing what Samantha does, or is kind of like hunting her down, trying to seek retribution or something like that. And maybe that's too obvious too, man. Patrick Horvath, who knows, man? He'll find a different angle to twist and turn and give us something different anyway.
For real, bro. But then burning the store on the way out, like, damn. Scorched earth. Fucking, here we go.
Yeah.
Cannot wait for this final issue. It's gonna be so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, such a brilliant second installment.
Do you think at the end of the next series we're gonna see something like, to be continued?
See something like what? I'm sorry.
Like to be continued.
Do
you think it's gonna like try to, like Back to the Future? Like Back to the Future 1 was always intended to be standalone.
I don't know.
But then they make the sequels into like
maybe he wants to do something else for a while. I don't know how he'd feel, but this has been incredible. I mean, he hasn't had one single issue of either one of these series that's been weak. Like it's just been so tight and so well done, like through and through. And like the violence continues to shock you. Here we are, like 10, 11 issues into this book, like, cumulatively speaking, it's crazy. So
we still get jaw-dropping moments.
Yes, man, it's fucking awesome in that sense. You think we would be kind of used to it or desensitized to it, as by now, but it always catches you by surprise. So, All right, let's see what the chat had to say about Beneath the Trees. Omega said, all I had playing in my head at the end of this was Riz's double barrel shotgun rhyme. Horvath is already a master. Amen, brother. Nice.
Can't argue.
But shit, if the fan says Chocos, yeah, literally. What up? We have to wait until March for the final issue of Beneath the Trees. Damn.
Oh, that sucks.
It's gonna be worth it though. It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Ronan in the building. What up, brother?
What up?
Happy New Comic Book Day. It was loaded, man. Bunch of great books. Yeah. It may be one of IDW's best-selling series. So maybe they do another. Yeah, I might love it too, but I kind of wish they don't too. I just hope Horvath does whatever he wants to. If he has another story to tell, I totally trust him and I'll be here for that. But I don't know.
I was gonna say people said the same thing about this series too. They were like, myself included. Is there another story to tell here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want any more DC crossovers. You ready for that?
No, I'm not. No. No, I was just looking at the cover of that one today too.
The Joker, same. I was looking at it the other day. I was like, I don't know if I like it or hate it.
Yeah, exactly. Time will tell. But yeah.
So conflicted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would you say you're cautiously optimistic?
No.
Don't
do that. Don't do that. All right. Moving right along. Speak its name and it shall appear. God, look at that first page, man.
So good.
I mean, come on.
Before we jump in, though, just to make sure, chat, go refill your glasses because we're talking about power fantasy here. So make sure you got things ready to take a drink here because we're gonna say it a lot. We're talking about this now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. Eliza's final breakdown, right? It happens. We all knew this was a possibility. I didn't know if it was coming right then. I don't know. You talk about subversion of expectations and not knowing when to expect one issue to the next. This book is that book, but this thing was just exquisite, man. Just the way it exploited the relationships and the dynamics between all these atomics. Like, you know, we finally saw in this ultimate moment when these, you know, when the cracks were happening and the world was crumbling where people stood. It was just and Wijngaard again, like just that harmony he has with Gillen, all the little things that he does and that you catch on the reread is just extraordinary, man. So this one was yet another incredible issue. Seeing her basically, you know, being tired of having the burden of saving humanity at the expense of her soul and realizing she can't be saved now that psychic block that ATN the psychic dam essentially that ATN helped form is removed. And yeah, man, just like the fact that she's like going through these confessions and these purifications and then like checking to see like after if she's still gonna be consumed by hell. Like it's just crazy. So, you know, and you know, her boo tries to talk her out of it, tries to convince her there's a way out, and like that was some of my favorite back and forth. But anyway, I'm rambling. What did you think about this one, bro? You know, 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, perfect shit.
Yeah, exactly. Dare I say 11 out of 10. Yeah, it was a really great meditation on the ideas of, I want to say religion, but even more so just the idea of belief, because that's really where Eliza's crisis comes from, is her belief or lack thereof, right? And the change that happens between what she did believe in, which it was manipulation, like there's no two ways about it, but it kept her in check, and what that belief then transforms into, and it becomes like a belief in the disbelief of everything, right? Like that the burden, right, that she holds upon herself. If in the absence of a God, what is good? What is, you know, what is it to save the world? What is that responsibility, and why does it even need to be on my shoulders if it's inconsequential, right? It becomes that she just flips the switch and becomes basically the most nihilistic character in this book through and through. And that's a very dangerous prospect, as we come to see.
Yeah, that selfish nihilism is terrifying. And I love this moment here again. Like they always do a great job at, like, you know, taking you by surprise. I love this, you know, Valentina's there with flowers for kid ignition, and she realizes that Eliza's trying to tear a hole to hell, basically, and have all of reality go with it. And you know, she goes at first to our boy Magus for some help, but you know, he lets his heart decide instead of his head, and he gets taken out by his own crew because, you know, rule number 1: if I ever get too big and get you to suck my cock, then take me out. And so they oblige him here. This was a funny and fitting end. I love this scene. How did you feel about this part, dude?
It was a little bit shocking, but then like
it was shocking, but like it felt appropriate in the end.
Exactly, yeah. Once you start like putting like half a second worth of thought into it, you're like, that's the only way that it could have ever worked out, for a couple different reasons. One being that dude isn't the dude who you think he is, right? So that power, it was always trepidatious, right? It was like, you know, whatever, like a strong breeze away from being blown over. And that's exactly what happens, right? Like once he lets it show that maybe he's not the dude, even though that's not why they take him out, but like that influence is completely gone. The pyramid, the source of that power, you know, goes away, because everyone's just realizing that influence isn't really there, and it probably never was there. So yeah, it was just a matter of time with Dev, who was kind of portraying Magus. Yeah,
I love how Ed Valentina calls him Romeo on the way out. So good.
You know, so I don't like the way. Let me interject here real quick here. Valentina has been around for everyone getting got, and she's been a player with everyone, kind of like
she was the first one, right?
Yeah,
the first one of this group to be born.
Yeah, but like, are you telling me that she's walking away scot-free from everything? me and you had talked about this. I have a feeling that we're going to get something to do with Valentina here in the very near future. Maybe the next issue. There is something that just does not sit right with me with this character, where everyone else is getting picked off one by one, and she's just kind of navigating, and like she zigs when she needs to zig and zags when she needs to zag, and she's looking perfectly fine. Like she's gonna walk away sitting pretty, and there's something weird about that. But I digress.
Dude, I feel like they're gonna wipe everybody out. We're gonna get like a new cast of characters in the second volume, and the second, like when they come back. I mean, there's not who's left anyway at this after this one. We'll get to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's talk about this, because I happen to see something going on with Eliza's forehead.
Anyway, before Valentina gets down here to Eliza, she schemes with Heavy to Valentina's gonna mark Eliza for Heavy, and Heavy's gonna drop a black hole on her and take her out, and then he's gonna get the pyramid to seal up the hole that it causes before any damage can go down and anybody gets sucked down into hell. So but doing that is going to put himself at risk, and obviously take Eliza out. So it's going to be 2 more atomics off of the board. Valentina simply thanks him and goes down to do that. And Eliza pleads her case. Valentina is empathetic, but ultimately she marks her right there on the forehead. And I love, again, like you talk about the little things, Wijngaard with that little just like Etienne's little needle bounces, and to like show that his psychic power was working in that, like when he was a little baby in the crib. Like I just love that shit. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's subtle little details and just riddled throughout this series that really let you know exactly what's going on here. And I mean, they put it on Front Street eventually too, but great little details here artistically.
Oh yeah, and then this is gnarly as fuck, bro. Like I love the way Wijngaard portrayed that at the top panel.
Sometimes you get like something that happens in a comic or something just artistically, and tell me if you had the same experience, but just seeing that image on top, do you hear that happening? Do you hear a sound effect when you see that image? Because for me, I immediately get this total sci-fi wow, like this like yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like I looked at that and I was like, I could hear it in my head exactly how that would sound if that.
And then she's like screaming down here at the bottom. She's like, yeah. And it's like all these like demon voices and shit mixed into the, like it's dude. It's so gorgeously illustrated, this moment. Anyway, yeah. Heavy, our boy Heavy drops a black hole in her forehead, and that's that. But not without her coming for him. And I love his last words, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't right. I was wrong. Just referencing ATN, obviously, and I just thought that was a beautiful, beautiful statement.
Yeah. I love the stoicism too.
Yes, man. Yeah. Like, and the way Wijngaard did it down there at the bottom with, like, you see, the flame kind of ripping everything away, and then his teeth. Like, it's brilliant. So, such a crazy ass into the issue. And of course Masumi's all drugged up. Oh, poor Masumi. Oh, don't get excited. God,
wow.
Get the fuck out of here. I mean, come on.
So your sympathy levels are at a negative right now.
It's fucking ridiculous. Why does everybody placate her? Critics, her girlfriend, the atomics. Like, I want to see her in action. I want to see what the threats are about. Let's see, is she really about that life? Like, to the point that she's got to be sedated? We've seen all the rest of these motherfuckers in action, bro. We're in, this far in. She better be the kaiju to end all kaijus. That's all I'm saying.
We'll find out for sure, man. But hey,
I'm gonna be pissed off if she's the one who kills Valentina or some shit.
Dude, yeah, well, yeah, maybe, because like we know what Valentina is capable of. Masumi is really the only person we have no idea. We have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I just love that art critics are terrified to tell her the truth.
Okay, I gotta show. I
don't like Masumi, bro. I don't like Masumi. I think it's hilarious that art critics are afraid to tell her like what they really think about her shit because they don't want her to fucking have an episode.
Yeah, she's gonna turn into Godzilla, right? I
Ooh, are
think
we getting a Tokyo one shot about what happened?
I don't know. That would be
fire.
amazing. That would be amazing if that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the only reference we have. Is she lost at one time, and we almost lost Tokyo because of it.
Ooh,
oh, damn.
Whoa! Omega's Team Valentina.
My bad, bro. Omega's like, fuck Stu.
Well, that's the interesting thing, though, man. Like, I was Team Ateon early on, right? You've always been Team Heavy.
Yeah,
Nick has
I'm
always
just
been
better,
Team
bro.
Liza. I'm just, dude. Every one of our main players has gotten got at this point here, except for Omega. Omega knows something. He's just not.
I did love the shit out of ATN too. So
this book just makes you question. Like, I mean, seriously, it's. I've sat there reading issues of this book, and it's made me question, like, man, who would I really side with? Like, I don't think it's kind of like what Heavy just said. He wasn't right, but I was wrong. Like, you know, that's the kind of statement, like that's the kind of thought that goes through my head sometimes when I'm reading this, going, man, like that wasn't the right move, right? And you know, morally that feels really terrible, but ethically, maybe that was the right decision to make. Who knows? I don't know. It's a special kind of book that makes you think that kind of way.
Indeed, man. And before we get out of here, I want to shout out that scene in the art gallery. Super fire. Again, Caspar. I don't think I have that slide with Masumi and her girlfriend. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
I just love that art that they had on the wall behind them and shit. Mm-hmm. That was yeah.
Yeah, you got the one huge one that very clearly looked like Eliza with the hellish pinks and yeah.
You got Pete in the building. What up, Pete?
Pete.
Nice good to see you, homie. Hope you were doing well. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. Yeah, go buy Power Fantasy, y'all.
Oh.
All right. Last book of the evening.
Let's get depressed. All right.
Excuse me. Yeah, incredible ending, though, right? Everything you could want from, I think, the ending of the series. This was a great book. Definitely, like it's weird that because we were talking about it last night because Comic Patrol had it on like the best of it. Like it's weird that its last issue came out in January because it's like I want to put it on like a best of list because it definitely deserves to be on there. So like limited series or whatever.
Yeah.
But this was incredible, man. Just through and through. Just a beautiful book from covers to interiors. Obviously, we've talked about how we love that trade dress. I just think it's just elegant and gorgeous, and yeah, man. And this story has been amazing through and through. And you know, the ending here that the bit, I think any of us that are parents can empathize with, like with his daughter, had damn near had me in tears. It was gorgeous and
only damn near. Tell the truth.
No, I didn't full on cry. Yeah, I'll tell the truth when I cry when I leave. But it was close. I love the hard message of like get on living. At the end of the day with this one, it was it was super dope. Amongst other messages, but it's just done so many things. I think it's been a book that like has you see it on the surface, you think it's just another zombie book, but it's so much more than that. I think and Brombal deciding to make this this character gay, trying to have this establish a relationship, have a normal life, adopt a child, and make a family and a life for himself in this town, and eventually being able to do so, and then trying everything he can, even when it's literally feeding zombies meat to maintain that like sense of normality and routine, and keep everybody on the same page, as it were. And it was beautiful to see that initially, and then heart-wrenching to see it torn away from him, especially in the brutal, shocking, like horrific, some of those, dude, like when she was torturing an old lady at the dam, water, cut open her skull and her skull smoking and shit. Like I was so glad she got hers in the end. But just I love the meditation that it was on belonging, sense of community, human nature, how things will be if everything breaks down, and how much, like, how far you'll go to keep that sense of normal about you and those you love. So I thought it was incredible book, just through and through. Nothing wrong with it. Like, not a bad issue, and such a pleasant surprise. So
yeah. It was not an easy read, and it's kind of funny. I remember when I was recording, because this issue made my pick of the week, and I remember recording it, and then I was going back and editing the footage and doing all the stuff, and I'm listening to myself back, and I'm like, dude, man, I sound so somber. Like I sound different when I talk about this book than I feel like I talk about any other book that I've reviewed, like, period, right? Like, full stop, because of the gravity behind what this book meant. This finale really, really, really delivered in a way that's like an extraordinarily satisfying finale is meant to do. Like, the entire team hit it out of the park when it came to this. And it's like, I'm still thinking about what this all means, right? Because, like, at the end of the day, especially with a limited series, like, you come back to what was the point of this, right? And I'm still working through what that meant. I understand the heartbreak, and I understand the trials and tribulations that our main character Jack went through, but I'm still trying to figure out what does it all mean. And, like, I think where I'm sitting with right now is that a lot of this series so far has been about the past and the present, right?
Yeah.
Like,
holding on to it.
Yes, exactly. Like, what had happened, and where are you at now? And what were your feelings at that time, and what are your feelings right now? And I think what I'm landing on is that there was a moment of beauty at the end. And I feel like it could have been something that was, like, unearned, I guess, is the best way I could put it, because Jack gets to ride off into the sunset, right? And I'm like, but it was so sad. Like, the journey was so somber.
Dude, what a page, by the way.
Yeah, but I struggled with a little bit, because I'm like, man, like, I still feel bad for this dude and all of the things that went poorly for him. I kind of wanted him to be able to live out his peaceful existence the way that he was. But then the more I think about it, granted, beyond the fact that living in a town full of zombies and maintaining them is kind of messed up outside of that scope, we keep jumping back and forth, and I'm thinking about how Jack had decided to kind of live with the status quo previously, right? When he was, like, kind of identifying his sexuality previously, right? And he kind of took, the path of least resistance as opposed to the path of happiness. And, like, each one of those moments that you find throughout the events in his past kind of lead into these moments where there's a difficult thing, right? Or he has to work towards something, but it ends up being the best parts of his life. And I feel like then him maintaining the town was another way of him reverting back to his past of taking that path of least resistance. And while it was a forced thing, by the end, when these things happen, he gets to walk away and hopefully really maintain that statement that he makes and really truly begin to live a new life, a different life, but maybe a fulfilling life now that he has no choice. So it's interesting. I'm ruminating on all of it, but that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Dude, it made me think, have you seen The Last of Us, the HBO adaptation?
Yeah. Great video game and great TV show.
That episode they had where it was about Nick Offerman and his partner's relationship. Like, I was a blubbering mess at the end of that episode, man. That was, like, one of the best episodes of television I think I've ever seen. That was absolutely incredible. It made me, a couple times throughout this series, I've thought of that moment. I wanted to talk about, dude, like, the righteous ass kills we get in this joint, dude. Like, everybody gets theirs in the way. My favorite was Homegirl in the church. Let me try to find it. When she crawled in here and, like, the priest is kind of ringing the bell or whatever, and then
she's looking for forgiveness. She's looking for
the whole choir jumps on her. Like, this is badass.
Hallelujah.
Absolutely, yeah. But we got to talk about the end sequence though. Like, how brutal was this? The way they sequenced it out and paced it. I thought it was heart-wrenching, man. Especially there towards the end where he's like, I can't. And he's just, like, giving up. And you think he's just going to let her fall on him and consume them. You know what I mean? Like I thought that's what was about to happen there.
I thought the same exact thing, man.
It's
No
fucking-
joke. You're showing these pages when it cuts back and forth between him holding his daughter up and then holding his daughter back, and I felt a little lump in my throat,
Man,
just for a second.
So
there.
good. It's just so well executed. And then, like, of course, nobody does like a gunshot to the face like Jacob Phillips. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I was like, whether it's that Texas Blood or this one, dude, like, bro's gunshots to the face are just like everything you want.
Do we have a new Inkies category for next year?
We might have to, my dog. We might have to, my dog. Shout out Jake. He's a beast with it, man. Love his colors too. Just like like you said, man. This him deciding to push on. We don't even know if he's gonna make it that 9 miles. He's bleeding pretty good, but
yeah,
he's gonna give it a shot. Yeah, incredible colors on the last page, incredible message. Like you said, so many things to ruminate on and sit with, and I hope they put this bad boy together in a nice, like, beautiful deluxe package. Or I see
that would be so nice, dude.
I know Simpleton's gonna cook one up too. I can't wait to see
I bet, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and this was, and that we know Jacob Phillips as, as both an artist, but as also the colorist for his father's work, Sean Phillips, primarily in like the criminal work and stuff like that. But was it Frank Martin who did the colors in this one? Do you recall?
Was it? Oh, I thought Jake did his own. Am I wrong?
Let me double check. I'm
because I know he does his dad, so I thought he just did his own. But you could be. Yeah, let me know.
Hang on. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. No, Pip Martin. Okay. I don't know who that is, but you had mentioned, the beautiful, watercolory landscape of that last page. And I was wondering myself, I'm like, I wonder who did the colors on this one. Okay, so Pip Martin, shout out to you.
Oh yeah. Did a great job.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Well,
they did work on that Texas Blood too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, that might be his wife then. I feel like I saw that on Instagram.
Oh, cool.
Like, that might be his partner.
And that would be dope if that's the case.
But I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, talk to me about, you had an interesting one for Comics of Futures Past, and I was looking at this one. I'm like, I've never heard this shit. Is that an image book? It's an image book?
That's an image book, man. So back in the early 2000s, we had an image series that came out by the name of Puffed, a 3-issue series here that showcased a man who works in a amusement park that one day has one of his cohorts basically trap him in the suit that he has to wear as he dances around the kids in the amusement park or whatever, knocks his ass out cold, traps him in the suit, and then basically drops him off in the hood and says, have fun, bye-bye. And he can't get out of this suit. He's trapped in this sucker, right? Not like for life, but like at least momentarily. So he has to navigate his way back home. So it's, it's a humorous book. It was written by John Layman. It was actually, I think, some of the first work that John Layman had done previously. So it was kind of like cutting his teeth and getting acclimated to comics before he can really like take off and start doing really fantastic work. But more, the reason I really showcase this is because the artwork was done by Dave Crossland. So Dave Crossland was a dude that I had known before he got this book, primarily working for this magazine out of Milwaukee called Taste Like Chicken. And through going to like Wizard World Chicago way back in the day, I became kind of cool with him. And I still have some of his artwork over on the walls here from way back in the day.
What?
Yeah, dude. Awesome artist. He got out of comic book work for a hot minute here, and he was doing animation stuff. He was working with like some of the Dan Harmon cartoons that were coming out, like the name is escaping me now. It was like a Rick and Morty adjacent cartoon that came out, and now the name's totally gone from me. But I had to showcase him because there's a lot of books that go just like fly way under the radar here that deserve love. And sure, we'll showcase things like The Dark Knight Returns, but you know what? Like, it's important to showcase things like Stay Puffed as well. So this is the sequel one-shot that comes out. So clearly our boy gets out of the suit. He survives. Everything's A-okay. But that dude, Seaton, the guy that trapped him in the suit, that douchebag here, well, we get to find out what happens to him. And this is a very of its time kind of comic, because what happens to him, he enlists and he gets his butt shipped off to the Middle East here right during the conflict right, that kind of started happening here in George W.'s time. So it was definitely speaking to that time and place here in a very humorous way, though, where they get to go to one of Saddam's palaces and start looking through his comic collection, and a bunch of craziness ensues from there on out. So if
Great
you
pick, dude.
yeah, if you're looking for something interesting, definitely jump in for the artwork. It is absolutely fantastic. Here, let me show you a little sampling of what you might be in for, because
Yeah, hold on.
I'm
How do I solo you? Oh, wait.
and then you just gotta take the graphic off of there. But let me find a decent page here. There we go. All right, so this is the kind of artwork that you're going to be getting. You know, the funny thing is that it reminds me a lot of Jonathan Wayshak, the guy that's doing Cul-de-sac right
Yeah.
now. I'll be damned if the Dave Crossan didn't have some kind of level of influence on his draftmanship, because I see a lot of comparisons between those two artworks. Yeah, so
Oh yeah.
anyway, yeah, very easy to find, very fun story, cool times. Yeah, give an indie book a little bit of love here if you're looking through the dollar bins, man. This is definitely a wild ride.
Great pick, bro. Always killing it with the comics of futures past. So appreciate you doing that research and finding these dope books, man. I will go ahead and lead it off for covers of the week this week. We got 2 weeks of covers, so I got like 800. Y'all be ready for it. You're welcome. Alex Maleev, I love this cover right for Logan Black, White, and Blood, man. This is just so badass. I want to see him do more Wolvie.
That would be dope. And
right?
Considering what happened at Heroes, we know what that man can put out in like a 12-hour time span. So
Yeah,
like
he do not be bullshitting. No.
Yeah, exactly. There's no rest in that dude.
Dude, I feel like we're going to be talking about this guy's covers a lot this year, just based on everything we've seen lately. I got a couple. I know you got one of them. Leonardo
I took the
Romero
one that you left me.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Leonardo Romero is fucking murdering it at Marvel right now, there, y'all. Across the board. Doc Strange, right here. I love the old school vibe of it. Steranko, all that good stuff. But dude, that is just beautiful. Shit, I forgot this guy's name again, and I had it last time.
Who are you?
I forgot it. I know.
Taking my shtick.
Such a bum. Give me a second, guys.
That's all right. I'll filibuster while you're doing that, man. Why is it that we don't have a Leonardo Romero style Marvel cartoon? Can I ask that question? Because I feel like maybe
right?
That friendly neighborhood Spider-Man kind of fits the bill, kind of, sorta. But like, I want a whole freaking Marvel universe of just that dude's artistic stylings, right? And just having fun doing crazy Marvel-esque things. We need that.
Hell yeah! So Jeremy Wilson, and I featured the other one that was the I guess connecting with this one last week. I just love, these are beautiful, man. I just
do they butt up each other like
stuff.
Kind of like...
I think they face each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
cool.
Super dope.
Nice.
They're gorgeous. Yeah. Here he is again. Fantastic Four. Leonardo Romero. I mean, this is just incredible.
Yes.
Like you said, dude. Like captures that Kirby style so well, but it's also like just his own thing. I love that old man too.
It's a little bit of like Alex Toth, you know what I mean?
Yes,
it looks like an animation.
It does. I like Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Scotty Young, love this Scotty Young right here, doing some Malice. All right, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is Marcos Martin for Ultimate Black Panther. I love this Ultimate dress. That is gorgeous, like with the U. Kind of shaping around it, and the Black Panther logo in the middle. That's what we needed. Anyway,
maybe we'll get that in the Reborn Ultimate Universe.
Oh God, how are they already? I should have brought that up as a fucking news event. How are they already talking about bringing it back? Like, give me a break.
Yeah,
we shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't even be mad about it. But come on.
Yep. Is there a dime to squeeze out of it? They're going to squeeze it.
Gabriel Delato killing it with these ASM variants. I just love the red here and the way like the lights coming off Spidey's chest. It's fire.
Heck yeah.
Dude, I'm loving chips. I'm loving these chip covers.
I know. I would have selected this one had you not selected it.
Had I not
This is great.
picked 800, yeah.
I didn't say it. You said it.
Riley Rossmo doing Ghost Pepper. I love this one, Ash. I'm loving this
Oh,
series. This is fire though. I love to see.
That's cool.
It'd be cool to see like Riley guest artist for an issue or something like that. Dyke Ruin doing this Psylocke Ninja. Like Dyke's been killing it recently.
Yeah.
Across the board, Marvel. This one is subtle, beautiful though. Love it. Love that like old school Oriental artwork feel to it. And then Mitch Jarrett's. I miss you, Mitch. We need more artwork from you. Doing Wonder Woman from the.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous selection, man. That's such a great cover.
But that's it for me, bro. Let me dial you up. Hold on one second. All right, there you go.
What we got here? All right. So kicking things off here, since Stu's took every other cover, I had to make sure that I gave Javier Rodriguez a little bit of love here with his Assorted Crisis Events cover. I don't think it's the most vibrant or most creative cover, but I think it's still Javier doing Javier things. So really love what he was bringing with this cover right here.
Oh yeah.
Also, is that Che Guevara in the background on that one?
It is. Yeah.
Right? It's gotta be, right? So let's get buck nutty.
That's awesome. I didn't notice that. That's dope.
All right. So next up, I had to also select a Romero cover, man, because they're all just so freaking good, man. What I like about this is that he's starting to incorporate a little bit of that Kirby crackle, which is very appropriate for the character of Thor, considering obviously the power that emanates from him and his hammer. So yeah, another banger from Leonardo, man. Like he's just keep him coming. Start doing interiors too. That'd be fantastic. I mean,
this is interesting.
So here's the thing. I am still a person who grew up with 90s comics, and I can't say that part of me is ever going to truly die off, right? I think that my tastes have evolved and changed, and arguably for the better. But sometimes you get something that just makes you feel the same way you felt when you saw X-Men #1 by Jim Lee, and this gives me those vibes, man. And it's kind of undeniable. RB Silva doing work on Inglorious X-Force. Do I have intentions of reading this? No, I have better things to do with my time. Am I going to appreciate this cover? Yeah, I totally will. Awesome stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I almost picked this one. Yeah.
Yes. This one, again, like in fact, I saw your DK Ruin one first, and that would have been my selection. And then I was like, oh crap. Okay. So that one's already picked here. And now I got to do my shtick because I forgot who the artist of this one was here. So bear with me 1 second so I can get.
It's Nogi-san, I believe.
Yes, you're right. Yes. So, okay. Kudos to you. Very obviously, like very much akin to the Black, White, and Red or Black, White, and Blood that Marvel has been known to be doing recently. But yeah, shout out. Like awesome. Like you throw any kind of katana wielding person against ninjas in a snowstorm in the woods, and like you're gonna have a banger cover. I feel like that's just like checking boxes for badass cover work, and it checks all those boxes for me.
Oh, yeah. Great pick, bro. For some reason, my camera isn't working, y'all. My bad, but
hey, been there, done that.
Yeah, before we get out of here, yesterday was Uncle Frank's birthday. I want to say happy birthday, Uncle Frank. He's 69, born in 57. And with a back issue banger, I wanted to celebrate from this series. This is The Cat, y'all. This is from 1973. So, Uncle Frank read this first issue, and he responded. He got his first fan letter published in The Cat #3. 2 issues later. This one was written by a woman. I forget her name, but it's also Marie Severin and Wally Wood were on the artwork. And yeah, so Uncle Frank wrote in. This is 73, so he would have been 16 years old. Dear Marvel, wonderful at last, a woman character with character. I, for one, am sick of the helpless female types which have cluttered up comics for so long. While I do think they are necessary and nice to look at, they don't have to be the only kind. The writing is good, the art excellent. Keep it up. Frank Miller, RD #2, Montpelier, Vermont, 056. And Marvel responds, up with. No, seriously, we're just delirious from the deluge of praise. Like you and Shira Rosen, we thought it was about time Marvel had a superheroine who stood on her own 2 feet. Pause? Question mark. A lady who could take care of herself and yet still be beautiful. Thus the cat. Not to mention Shanna the she devil. And Marveldom will never be the same. In fact, we're not sure it ever was the same. So yeah, that's Frank from April 1973.
Man, that's pretty awesome. That's even more awesome considering the fact that we know what transpires after that, right? And how that same feeling is something that resonates with Frank arguably throughout his career when he creates characters like Elektra, a strong counterpoint to Daredevil, when he creates like all of the female characters, I shouldn't say all of them, but a large portion of the female characters in the Sin City universe, particularly the self-sufficient ones that are known for taking dudes out if they cross over a certain street line, So like it's kind of cool. Like he lives and breathes Frank Miller, like only Frank Miller can, man. That's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. So I just wanted to shout that out. We love you, Uncle Frank. Hope you are staying healthy as can be. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
And, sending you love and light. Lady F in the building. What up? She knows what time it is. Love this little 4-part mini. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Shout out to you, Lady. Fantastic.
Those first 2 Stranko covers. That's a complete blind spot for me. I got to get on that. That Miller Sienkiewicz Electra mini was epic. Hell yeah.
Yeah. You know what time it is.
Hell yeah. But that will do it for us tonight, y'all. We thank you for coming through. Again, we want to ask you if you guys haven't checked out the Inkies, our award show for the best of 2025. Check it out on East Channel, 9-panel grid. We were live last night. It's over there. Yeah, we had a great time. Covered all sorts of amazing books and creators. So make sure you peep that. E, you got anything you want to say to people before we get out of here?
Yeah, no, just always a blast hanging out over here every single Wednesday. It's one of the highlights of each and every week. I love talking comic books with you and getting to hang out with the chat here. Yeah, check out the Inkies. We had a lot of fun here. We talked for a good long time, but it's a great time to shine a spotlight on some of the creators that we love because we know that they kind of put their blood, sweat, and tears into these books. So it's only fitting that we appreciate them in the way that is deserving with the platform that we have. So had a great time. We love talking about comics, and we're going to continue to do so. So thank you all for hanging with us.
Amen, brother. Chat, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Hope everybody is doing well. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. And bear down. We'll see y'all next time.
Always.